I'm Captain Stanford with Texas Fish Tips. This is your weekly fishing report.
Hello guys and girls, we've been catching some redfish and some trout out here in South Bay. This big old bowl right here, croaker's been the ticket. Right here in this deeper water, early morning there's been some trout in there. There's a little island right here. If you get right in front of it on incoming tides, that waves is pushed into it. Throw you some cut bait up there, there's been some redfish in here. There has been a few drum and some reds in this little cut right here, but you're going to have a skinny water boat at full moon. That water drops out. If you can catch it when it's real stupid skinny, that's when they're in there. When that water comes up, they come out of there and they scatter all over these flats is what they do. Over here at the good old jetties, we've been catching some redfish. There's trout, there's king mackerel, there's Spanish mackerel, just about everything else you can think of down through here. I've been using a lot of live shrimp down through there, catching sheep's head, catching some 30-inch drum, all kinds of big drum, redfish, just about everything in the world. If you want mainly the bull reds and the slot reds, use cut menhaden or cut mullet or even finger mullet if you got it. Into this north jetty, outside of the north jetty, the very end of it, about 30 foot of water, use about 2 to 3 ounce egg sinker, drop it right on top of the hook, make it into a knocker rig. When you get your bait, drop it down, hit them rocks, bounce it back up, let it set a second, and do it again. You're calling them in with that little lead weight hitting that rock down there, and they're coming to it. We've been catching some 30-inch black drum. Like I said, we caught some oversized red drum and some oversized black drum. We've caught grouper, just about everything else out there, all you can think of. Out here in this area, they're doing some dredging. There's a lot of pipes in that area. There's even a brand new island they've been dredging, making all that big mud in the bay system. Anyhow, be careful if you're driving around in your boat. Try to go between the yellow buoys they got out there so that, or the main shipping channel, so you don't run over something. But be careful out there. Right in this area right here, we've been catching a lot of sand trout, a lot of speckled sea trout. If you just drift and drag a shrimp on the bottom, there's a lot of good fish in there. They're just something good to let the kids go do. And then if you want some black drum, there's been some of this old wide channel. There's black drum down in here, either one of them. There's been some good drum in there. If you don't find any down here, come on down this way. Along this whole shelf, it's been holding some redfish. Throw croaker out in the deeper water along the edges. That's where you find the trout. The reds are up shallow. And this little bowl area right here is a great spot to catch your redfish. Come on down here in Sailboat Channel, all the way down in here. Right in this area, we can catch some black drum. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. They're just popping up. They like that dead shrimp. Live shrimp works too. I'll freeline a live shrimp out there just so the perch won't get as bad. But there's a lot of perch in there. Don't get discouraged. Just move around till you find them. Usually about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning is when you start seeing them. Quarantine shoreline's holding some trout. Remember, there's still got to be 17 inches. We throw back a lot of 16 3/4, which is dumb, but that's what we got to do. But there's been some good ones down through here on croaker. Anywhere's down Big Bayou, there's been a few flounder down through there and a few reds mixed in. But anywhere's down Trailer Island, just stop and fish. Croaker's been the way to go. You can use your popping cork and shrimp, or you can get out and wade fish. But there's been fish all down through here, trout and reds, mainly trout. Along these rocks, these old riprap down there has been holding some nice trout. Early morning, croaker's been the way to go. You can also use your popping cork and shrimp. Freeline shrimp is working. You catch a lot of smaller fish, but there is a lot of ladyfish mixed in there. You catch those, use them for cut bait for your redfish. But anywhere down through here, there's piers. All down through here, these old pilings busted up and down through here. Go fish them. If it's not too windy, there's a lot of trout down through there. There's black drum right on the pilings. There's sheep's head in there, and they will hit a shrimp. There's even a few random redfish mixed in there as well. Okay, out here in Corpus Christi Bay, there's wells all out down through here. There's several of the bigger ones. They seem to work the better, especially in the shade. But any of those little bitty ones, there's been trout off every one of them. We've been using croaker. If they're not hitting a croaker, throw a freeline shrimp in there. If the shrimp's too small, put 2 shrimp on the hook. Hook them both in the head, chunk them out there, and they'll float down just a little slower and makes a bigger package. And we've been catching some nice trout, some keeper trout over 17 inches out there. But there's also sheep's head. There's been some triple tail out there. Just about everything else out there. But there is a few reds mixed in. Just keep working them. You'll find the fish.
Watching, I'm Captain Stanford.